The skinny boy never dreamed he had three uncles who ruled the criminal underworld. It was like inheriting an empire overnight. Each of them was built like a bodybuilder, and just a glance from one could make street punks' knees buckle. They handed him cash like it was pocket change, tossed him the keys to limited edition sports cars, and took turns driving him around. While surfing at the beach, someone tried to take George's spot. Without a word, one uncle slapped the guy so hard he flew 3 yards. If anyone pushed back, they handed George a weapon and asked the other side if they still wanted to play.
What? Shit.
George quickly learned that in this survival of the fittest world, tolerance only brought more bullying. Respect had to be taken by force. Years earlier, George's mother had died from a drug overdose. Strangely, George felt nothing, as though she hadn't really been his mother. After packing her belongings, he dialed the grandmother he hadn't spoken to in years. When her luxury car pulled up, he thought he was dreaming until he saw her gilded mansion. The garage was packed with million-dollar supercars, and cash was piled on the coffee table like trash. Only then did George realize he had stepped into a whole new world. With a snap of her fingers, his grandmother summoned the three uncles. Though their first meeting was awkward, they personally set up George's room and insisted on only the most expensive linens. When his worn-out old shoes scuffed the polished floors, the uncles exchanged smiles and threw him a thick stack of cash, telling him not to come back until he'd spent it all. This was how a crime family showed love. Even as George was still processing his mother's death, the uncles unleashed their full-on spoiling. By day, they raced custom supercars along the coast. By night, they turned the mansion into a nightclub, spraying champagne like water. At a wild rooftop party, they coaxed George onto a 10-meter diving platform. His knees shook until one uncle bear-hugged him from behind and leapt off together. As the crowd cheered and water splashed high, George finally broke into a genuine smile. But just as George was getting used to this decadent life, he learned the truth. The so-called animal kingdom controlled the darkest veins of the city. Even the most ruthless drug lords trembled at their name.